Hello, my name is Małgorzata Rycharska. I'm happy to see you here in English version of program Czaban, robi, raban. The idea we started some time ago because it's the second one in that form in English and with me as a host is to show closer our everyday reality here in our Polish part of Fortress Europe. That's the name of the program. I wish that we will be able to make it more often, and every few weeks or every month we'll try to summarize what is going on here and show the most important events and informations about the situation on the Belarusian-Polish border and the migration crisis, which is till now it's over 2 years and will last for next years, I think. Okay. I want to start with something very recent and very important. Yesterday in Krynki was the funeral of Cyril, Philemon, Atsam, the Cameroonian young man who drowned in Świsłocz river in March, and his body was found 2 or 3 months later in May. Happily, if I can say that, there was a document with the remaining, so it was easier to recognize him. And yesterday, with his mother and his sister, who came to say last goodbye to Cyril, there was a funeral. So let's watch the short video.
Przyjmij naszą miłość, nasze współczucie. Jesteśmy z Tobą w tym dniu.
To był dobry chłopak.
Je l'aimais beaucoup et il m'aimait beaucoup.
Bardzo kochający, bardzo ją kochał i też był bardzo kochany przez nią.
À chaque fois quand je lui disais oui, oui maman, oui maman, c'est-à-dire Cyril m'avait jamais dit non. Oui maman, on s'entendait.
On nigdy nie mówił nie. Jak mama o coś prosiła, to zawsze mówił tak, że dobrze mamo.
Zmarł obok nas, niedaleko Krynek.
Story of Cyril and his death here in Poland shows the way how people get here and the reasons why they are deciding to move from their country. Cyril was living in Cameroon, but his mother and the rest of his family managed to get a visa and to move to France in 2014. And from that time, the family was trying to reunion. He was left, I'm not quite sure, but he was a young kid, 7 or 8 years old, when they left him with the rest of the family. And the reason was that he didn't get a visa. So family believed, his mother believed that that will be a possibility to bring him and later. But during all those years, it was impossible. There was no permission to join his mother and the sister. The little sister was taken with a mother, but later on the family enlarged with 2 other girls. And he decided to come via Belarusian route. He survived many pushbacks and violence on the border in a restricted area. So he decided to go through water. His mother told us that she didn't want it. She was trying to convince him to go back, to stay, not to go in that freezing temperature in March through the water. But he believes that he will do that, and he was repeating that I will see you soon. We will be together soon. But he couldn't do that. He drowned in Świsłocz. And for now he is 36th documented casualty, the death on the Polish side. And from that 36, 19 was documented only in this year. So the number is bigger and bigger. And of course we realize that it's only a part. This is only a part, because the number of missing is over 300. And that number, we count only the bodies found on the Polish side, and of course they're uncounted. It's really hard to say how many people died on the Belarusian side, but for sure the number is bigger than on the Polish side, even though the Belarusian don't want to show the real numbers, and they are telling that it's 16, 17 for now, but for sure it's not true. So that funeral yesterday wasn't first one, of course, and we were trying to be with family. We were trying to arrange everything we could, and maybe it's good time to show the summary from Kasia Mazurkiewicz-Bylok. She's a part of the POP, and she's describing how we were trying to have the family.
This case started in March, when we get information about missing man from Cameroon. His mother told us that probably he was drowned in the Świsłocz river. So we informed police about this and tried to search for his body. But in the first time we didn't find this man. But the 1 month after that, some citizens, some person from the nearest village called police and say that there is a body in the river. So the Cyril Atsam was found, and next we helped police about tried to identify this man and contacted the family and asked to come to Poland to make the DNA test, which confirmed that there was this man that we are looking for. And after that, we tried to help organize the funeral. So we take care about mother and sister of Cyril Alex, and we make a funeral when we try to help. Sometimes people hear about deaths of asylum seekers. There is another grave that we make a funeral of Levin, the woman who was from Cameroon too and who drowned in Świsłocz river too. So they think, the most people I said, they think there is very sad that people are dying near our houses. But for some people, it's normal. It doesn't matter, yes. So I think we should think more about this, because these people are dying near our houses, and nothing like that should happen.
Yeah, I think that Kasia described well also some other thing, which is important, that after that long time of over 2 years, somehow society, or even us, I don't want to use that word, but I cannot find any better. We used to that. I mean, we learn how to act as a part of the situation, both reacting on the crisis, like searching for lost, finding the bodies. Kasia here as well visible, and other people from POC found 5 or 6 bodies in the forest. So it's like a daily basis activity to think about deaths, to talk with families, to inform families that their relatives died, to arrange funerals, to prepare, to help to prepare body transport. So yeah, we learn how to do that, and we believe that it's very important work, that is very important thing to try to identify, to recognize people, and to try to find them, not to leave them in forest, not to let them stay unfound. So this is here on the movie. It's Człowiek lasu, the forest man Mariusz Kurneta from Pop also. When there are no help requests, there are no we don't have a request from people who need help in forest, then in the other time, activists from the rescue team, they are trying to make a patrols to search for people, to clean the forest, to look for some signs, believing that maybe someone would be found, maybe somebody would be found, not left in the forest. And once the situation with the funeral needs to be arranged, then we are trying to help, because we understand that it's hard to understand the Polish reality. It's hard to move here within the legal aspects, within all the procedural things, like with the DNA tests, with other elements. So yeah, we try to assist families with that, and maybe now the words from Karolina Mazurkiewicz, she very often helps the families here when they are coming to on funeral, on other things connected with burial or DNA tests.
And this is the most terrible time. They cry, they want to speak about the story. This is all the time like this, tears and a lot of speaking, a lot of memories. The memories are very painful, and I see mother cannot sleep. She want hug her son. Her life, it was a very difficult life. She ran away from Cameroon long time ago, and she lost a lot of family members. Now her son, and this is very painful, and I think per long time she will cry, but she try be strong for the youngest children. She say all the time like this, she must have power, she must have power. This is why she didn't want to see dead Cyril, yes? She want to remember his life. She want remember the last moment when he speak with her. She don't want to remember that he died. Very terrible and difficult time.
And how many power you have, and because that is not first funeral for you, not first family which they lost, they close people from family.
You know, power. When you feel that you must do something, you have this power, because you respect these people. You know that every family want to make funeral for a family member, yes, for the missing person. And when you know that this is a lot of missing people, long time, family looking for them and don't have any information, you have power, you want help, you want to do something. This is not our job, yes, this is something what should do something like system, maybe police, maybe border guards, but no one do it, so we must do it, and we must have power. Last night before funeral, we just protect one guy from Sudan to he don't die in forest. It was also difficult action because he was injured, so we must find him, we must give him protection, call for ambulance. With ambulance, of course, come border guards. And you know, about this ambulance, the workers of this ambulance, they was not nice people. They didn't respect the power of attorney for one of us. And we was afraid that they will not bring this guy to hospital. So we go to hospital also. Some people in ambulance are respectful, and they see that this is a really sick person and need help. But some people just write or say, "Oh, this is normal, and we can send him back.
How many hours did you spend in the night in the forest?
I don't know. I don't know. I just back from Warsaw to Białystok. I wanted sleep a lot, and it was not possible. When I got calling, I just sit in car and go, and we back maybe 3.5, something like this. So I didn't make accounting about the hours. I just wanted to take shower and sleep, because I know that today will be very hard day with this funeral, yes.
And after funeral, what will be next with the mother and sister of Cyril?
Tomorrow morning they will back to home, and I think they will cry a lot. They will meet with the youngest children, and they hope that one day they will have enough money to all family can come here to spend a lot of time at the grave, yes, to can pray. This is very important for them. This is Christian's family, and they believe that he is in heaven now, but the youngest child want also pray at the grave, yes.
What kind of help the family get from you, from Polish activists?
This is all help. We help with coming here, we help with procedure, we help to go to police station, and also, as I know, the police need our help to be sure that this is this person, because this is activists who have all dates of missing people. Families contact with activists, not with police. And,
so we help for police, but what about accommodation, transport?
This is all from us. We make everything. We care about way from point to point. We care about every procedure. We care about place to sleep for families, about food, about everything.
And
also
tickets?
About clothes.
And clothes and tickets?
Yes. Clothes and tickets for way and way back, and also clothes for this dead person. Also, a lot of times happen like this, that the family come from very hot country. They are not ready for this weather. Yes.
Where are you get money from?
Oh, this is from donation, just from good people which feel that they can do something, and they send us money for donation to help these families.
Yeah, Carolina described some mechanisms, some, I would say, backstage of those processes we are trying to assist. I would maybe add some more information, because she showed and she referred to the ambulance case, that we never know when there is an situation in the forest and the rescue team is going to bring some help like water, foods, clothes, etc. In fact, we never know what they will find, and in what shape people they will be found in the forest. And it's very, very difficult thing, because the rescue team have to decide about how to help people if they are in the very bad shape, if they are injured, if they are very sick, if they are losing consciousness. And during last weeks, we had several situations here with interventions, and it's really like, I would say, just cannot predict, because there was one intervention with to person who was losing consciousness. He was that was a man from Africa, from Somalia, and he was trembling, he was vomiting, and he was losing consciousness. He couldn't walk by his own. But yeah. So the rescue team didn't have any other choice to call the ambulance, and in such a situation, we activists, we are trying to decrease the risk of pushback in a different ways. We are trying to ask for help the civil rights ombudsman and inform that there is a person in deep need of help, that the person wants to ask for international protection in Poland. We are taking the power of attorneys. We are recording, like here, the video made by Mariusz and others, waiting for border guards, waiting for ambulance, because when there is a request on the alarm for 112, they need to inform border guards. So very often the border guards are coming first, and they are, watching what is going on, and they are observing an ambulance. And in that case, the result is really horrible, because you see the man, he couldn't walk by himself. They put him on the some kind of blanket and brought him to the ambulance, because he was unable to walk by himself. But finally, he wasn't taken to hospital. He wasn't taken to hospital. The team of the ambulance, the paramedics, decided that he is well enough, that he is not in a life threat, even though there was no doctor, like normal doctor, only paramedics. They decided that he is well, and we don't know where he was. He was brought to the line of the border. That means, that's the nice words from the border guards to describe the pushback. So yeah, that was the end. The man was. They took the photo inside the car, the border guard's car, and next day the border guards informed the audience. They wrote on their profiles that he didn't want the international protection, that he thought that he wanted to go to Germany, and that he was well, and that's why he was sent back to Belarus. So from that time, it's, I think, about 3 weeks, maybe, or over 2 weeks, he's considered as missing. But from the other side, the last 2 interventions we had, the first one with Syrian siblings left by the group because they couldn't walk. They was that exhausted they couldn't walk. And the man has epilepsy attack day before. In that case, we must say that the border guards' behavior was correct, professional, because they accepted the request for asylum. The ambulance took the siblings to the hospital. They received care, they received help, and they started the procedure. And this is very important, because right now we are talking more about the forest, but once someone gets to Poland and have that chance to start the procedure, because the most often case is that people are asking for asylum on the border in the forest, but the border guards don't listen to them. Don't listen to that request. So and this is lawless behavior. But in that case, they started the procedure. And again, the most common practice is that once someone asks for asylum, the person is taken to the border guard office near to the border, some of them, some office for a short time. And in general, this is the border guard decision on the beginning, what to do next with the people. I mean, the border guards have that power to decide not to request to put someone in detention. But in 1990%, they don't use that option. They don't use that option, and they are sending. I mean, they are requesting to the court, because only court can decide to detain someone here in Poland. So they are asking the court. They are request to put someone in detention, even though the person is sick, injured, traumatized, experienced violence in the country of origin or in the border. I mean, all those cases when someone is sick or have PTSD or have depression or other sicknesses or disabilities, according to law, that person shouldn't be detained, because the detention it's like a prison-like environment. But in practice, almost everyone, even children, even pregnant women, ends in detention in one of the closed camps. But in that case, they understood that the man is disabled and is sick, and also the woman has a sickness. So they didn't apply for detention, and after a day or two, they just was let out to the free procedure. It can be translated like that. That's that they will spend the time during the procedure like in normal outside place. They get to the hostel of Volnona Foundation. So yeah, but I wanted to describe also other normal for us things we are engaged in, because it became a part of our life, like Karolina described, because no one else do that. Only activists, only NGOs who are trying to help people, not to leave them there without any help, because we know that the police won't do that, the border guards won't do that, the country, I mean the system, don't want all those people here, and in general Poland, like we see, is okay with what is going on the border. We can see what people, how people react on question about the fence, how they react when they are asked about the migration, refugees. I mean, our country is led by the right-wing party, and we are now in election year. I will maybe add some more about it. I didn't want to go into politics, but it's important because peace, Prawo i Sprawiedliwość, law and justice, the ruling party, which leads the parliament for 8 years, they grow up on the fear. And they are using the crisis. They are using all the narrative that it's a great influx of people from Middle East, Asia, and Africa here coming, and that they are all dangerous, and that we should be frightened, and we should be hidden. With the walls, with the guns, with all the army which was sent on the border because we are in danger. This is the common narrative. So that's why we are trying to react. But I told it before that we started to. I mean, this is a part of our life, and I think that it's most visible because I'm not physically on the border, but Kasia Mazurkiewicz, and now I would like to introduce the short video of Mirek Miniszewski. He is a local person and very active from the beginning of the crisis. He was the one of the first people, or even first one, who started to inform others that there are a group of Afghans in Usnarz Górny, and they are facing that reality because Podlasie, the part of Poland where the crisis is, changed a lot during that 2 years. And from one side, for part of people, for sure, it's like invisible. But from the other side, I mean, there are tanks and armed people everywhere there. So it changed it changed the life of many people, the local people there. So let's listen what Mirek thinks.
This situation underway 2 years. I was from first day until today, and people trying go across the border from Belarus to Poland. Many causes, economical and others. I try to be here, but I think I'm not to be here because I am not ready, and no one here from people who live here ready to be here, because this is not our duty. We are volunteers because we are exhausted with this situation, and we try to improve the situation for these people, because those people dying here. This line between Poland and Belarus is actually modern, very subtle form of concentration camps. Concentration camp, because this line, refugees called death zone. And remember, concentration camps are not finished after the World War II. Concentration camps underway today because people in Europe don't want people from East, from Asia, from Africa. I am PhD and I wrote my doctoral thesis about Holocaust, about evil during the Second War. And I know these points next by next when people are changed from human person to nothing, to dust. And this situation underway here. Of course, this is not the scale, not the numbers, but this is the same situation. Remember, concentration camp underway here in Poland in very subtle and very amazing form.
Do you think that is more deaths in a Polish forest?
Excuse me?
Do you think it's more dead people in a Polish forest?
I'm sure, because Polish forest, this is not a forest in Europe. This is very wildness. This is really wild nature. When you go in the Polish forest, you must be very careful, especially in the winter, because winter is very strong in this countryside. And even I live here and I am ready with my clothes, with my home to survive winter. Out of home in the winter, I must be very careful, because winter can die, can kill you.
Yeah. Winter can kill, and killed many people already. And we are waiting on the third winter, which will start soon. The cold weather. So it will all continue all the same. And I just look on the comments. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but there are different things which are all the same from the beginning, and perhaps will stay forever like that. And some questions are all the same from the beginning. And I see the question: does the Cameroon have a border with Poland? So normally, I mean, I saw that question that many times. Normally, I will maybe leave it with silence, but for now, I would like to refer. I would like to react, because it shows when I started with describing our reality as an activist, involved day by day and night with helping people over 2 years. I mean, I wanted to underline that it is that we feel like alone here, because the most of the society are okay with that what is going on, and many people ask such a question: does the Cameroon has the border with Poland, as the Ethiopia has a border with Poland and Syria, Afghanistan and other countries? Because they believe that the people who came to Belarus to try to Europe are, I don't know, that they could have other options, and that they are exploiting system. And I think that they believe that they shouldn't come here. So what I wanted to say, that the migration path, the new one, which is not really new one, because it was the people used it before the Lukashenko decided to open the visa-free movement, and there were people coming through those countries before to Poland, but it wasn't that that many, of course, like that. But what I wanted to say is, the reason of people coming here is not that they want to, I don't know, go to vacation, go to holidays, or they just was lured for someone who told that it's nice trip to go to Belarus. No, the reason is that they are desperate, that they cannot stay in their own countries any longer. That's the most common story, that they are trying to escape from violence, from powerness, from threats, from family problems, from earthquake, from countries which are totally destroyed, like Yemen, like Afghanistan. So it's just they received new path, well organized now, because before that they could go through the Mediterranean Sea and try to Europe, to Italy, Greece, Turkey, and then the Balkan route, or the Balkan route through the land. But those previous routes are more dangerous, more deaths there than in the Belarusian, in the east route. So this is the reason they are now choosing that way. And they will try, even they will try again and again, even there will be more and more dead people here. And no fence, no guards, no tanks, no helicopters can stop people to try to get a normal life. And maybe because, I mean, I don't see that question here, but it's second most popular one. Why didn't they go to the regular border crossing? The answer is very easy. No one would lead them to Poland. No one. There is one border crossing open, and border guards sometimes using that advice to people standing near to the fence. Go to the Terespo. Go to the Terespo. Just walk 100 kilometers, even though you are a family with children, even though you are teenager left, split with mother. Go to Terespo. This is a regular border crossing. But in fact, no one from Middle East, from Africa, would be led there. Sometimes people from Chechnya or countries like this, with the help with civil rights ombudsman, the lawyers, if it's prepared, sometimes they are able to ask for protection, but also not everyone. But no one from countries like Syria, Yemen, Afghanistan, Iraq, or African countries can apply for international protection on the regular border crossing. And this is the one problem, the most important, that it's just pointless to go there. And the second thing is that they would risk a lot from the Belarusian side. And this is the reason Poland is breaking the law, because Belarus is not a safe country. We cannot say that we can just lead someone to the borderline because he came from Belarus and Belarus is okay and he should go there. We cannot say that, knowing that the violence there on the restricted areas of that street between the Polish fence and the Belarusian Systema, it's a common thing. People are being beaten. The Belarusians are using dogs. We really don't know how many died, but as I'm also a part of a Hope and Humanity Poland, and we are helping people after pushbacks. Only during last 7 days, we heard about 3 cases which probably ended with death. We don't have now connection with that groups, but there were people in critical stage in one group, and 2 others they were friends from the group who wrote to us that someone died. So, and on the Belarusian side, no one will come with help. No activists will come with food and water, and there is no way to call an ambulance. People are just dying there. So yeah, and at the same time, I'm going back maybe to our Polish reality. At the same time, I would say that many people, they don't know that there is a crisis on the border. Many of them think that it's finished because media doesn't say anything. And this is something we see, that there are that few journalists still willing to write anything, still trying to come on the border. But in fact, there is no chance to spread information and to inform audience what is going on here with that small support, and it was visible. Maybe I will now go to that. I told that there was a second anniversary of Usnaż Górny. This is very important for us moment because it started for us. I mean, I'm from in Poland. The Usnaż Górny is the moment when we heard that there is really something going on, something bad going on the border. And the Usnaż Górny is the name of the village when the group, big group of Afghans was kept guarded. I mean, on the beginning they were just standing and sitting and sleeping on the grass, but later on they received the tents and they spent there like I don't remember, sorry, but it was over a month. They were just standing, and everyone was watching them, so the second anniversary of the Usnaż Górny was used in the political game this year, because in a month and a week we will have an elections. And the campaign started. So in that day, our politics came to the border on the Usnaż Górny to have a conference, and it shows the shape of the media because no one except one journalist, Piotr Czaban, asked question about the lawless things. No one asked that questions.
Czy będzie możliwość zadawania pytań?
Nie. Właśnie w tym miejscu pewien poseł przeprowadził rajd z torbą reklamową. To właśnie w tym miejscu dwóch innych posłów z Platformy Obywatelskiej urządzało sobie happening w postaci próby dostarczania pizzy.
Proszę nie kłamać. Zanim przyjechały media, polska Straż Graniczna dokarmiała tych tutaj ludzi otoczonych przez dwie służby. Proszę mi dać, nie mogę słuchać kłamstw. Proszę mnie nie dotykać. Proszę mnie nie dotykać.
Na granicy stoi ogrodzenie. Wyobraźmy sobie, co by się działo, gdyby tego ogrodzenia dziś nie było.
Ile osób zmarło w polskich lasach? Ile osób zmarło w polskich lasach? Ale wie pan, że kłamie. Wie pan, że kłamie. No niech nie kłamie. Pan nosi mundur i pan słucha, jak pana szef kłamie. 36 osób zmarło w polskim lesie od czasów Usnaża. Ile było wywózek? Ile było wywózek? Ile było wywózek?
Mimo ludzi, którzy sprawiają wrażenie, jakby współpracowali z Putinem.
Wstydu nie masz, człowieku. Wstydu nie masz i odpowiadasz za to, co się tutaj dzieje w tych lasach. Panie ministrze, pan będzie siedział.
Prowadzimy do tego, żeby Polska została zdestabilizowana.
To dlaczego handlujecie z Białorusią i z Rosją? Dlaczego handlujecie z Białorusią i z Rosją? Dlaczego węgiel jedzie przez Białoruś do Polski? Dlaczego gaz kupujecie? To niech nie kłamie. Niech nie kłamie, się do mnie odnosi. Nie ma.
Musimy nie zakłócać sobie sprawę z tych zagrożeń, wtedy był kierowany
proszę pana, żyjemy w wolnej Polsce, czy nie?
Tak, ale to nie.
No to jak okej, to proszę, jak ktoś kłamie, to ja nie mówię, że znam ten temat, to nie pozwolę na kłamanie. A wy tak słuchając kłamstw się zgadzacie? Nosicie mundur, nie wstyd wam? No to okej, no to...
Ale żeby granica była bezpieczna, to dziś także...
W ogóle w tej kampanii wyborczej w mundurze to pan nie powinien brać udziału.
Programy takie jak ten mogę realizować dzięki wsparciu moich patronek i patronów.
Czy będzie możliwość zadawania pytań?
Okay, so just a small comment to that video, just to let you understand what is going on. We have a expose of the Minister of Internal Affairs, the Minister of External Affairs. Sorry, maybe I'm not thanked correctly, and the head of the army, and they are talking. I mean, they are underline that they protected our society, that the fence protected is protecting us, and that we face the attack from the Belarusian, the Wagner group. And you hear Piotr Czaban asking the question, the only one journalist there. And he's asking about deaths. He's asking about the number of pushbacks. Then he's asking, how is it possible that the Poland still sells things and make business with Belarus selling the coal? You've seen the train with the coal. It's common thing. I mean, there are sanctions for Russia and Belarus, but in fact, Poland makes really good business all the time. So he's asking the question, and the answer from the politic is: are you a Putin agent? Are you an enemy of the Poland? So this is something. I mean, that's the judgment we are getting from our government, that we are all helping Putin and we are helping Lukashenko, and that we are dumb. That was also the words of the prime minister, that the activists are dumb. So yeah, that's the Polish reality. And in that situation, I would just mention maybe about the last thing, which is important, which also shows that split, that how our country is divided. 2 days ago there was a premiere of a movie of Agnieszka Holland, The Green Border. It was showed for the first time on the film festival in Venice, and I mean, it raised that many emotions, because this is the first full movie about how the situation looks like, and it's made by Agnieszka Holland, which is worldwide known, and she is like a genius filmmaker. And very brave person, and very supportive, and with a great heart. So from one side, I mean, in Venice, she had 15 minutes of ovations, standing ovations, after the movie finished. And from the other side, the General Prosecutor Zbigniew Ziobro, the former Minister of Justice, publicly called her, and we are back again. Okay, let's go with the trailer.
Się przydam, mogę cokolwiek robić. Mam całkiem dobrą kondycję.
Mów, dobrze ci idzie.
ومن بيلاروسيا على بولونيا طعمكم بسويد.
Cześć kochanie, co tam?
Baśka, patrz, pierwszy raz na żywo Łosia widzę.
Co? Przecież mieszkasz tu już pół roku.
$300 now.
Выходим, давай.
Tali.
Przecież sami macie dzieci. Który prawdziwy ojciec wziąłby dzieciaka na taką drogę?
Jak nóżką macha.
Cześć, Laura. Wiesz, że dobrze ci będzie z nami, co? Wiesz o tym.
Help! Staw go, nic trzeba! No!
Bierzemy turystów, to przygotujcie paczkarnię.
Jeżeli chcesz iść na interwencję, to musisz zaakceptować zasady. Dajemy żywność, wodę, leki. Nikogo nie podwozimy i nikogo nie przeprowadzamy.
Czy widziałeś jakieś zwierzęta w lesie?
Żyrafy. Pożyczyłabyś mi swojego suwa, mam zepsuty samochód.
A jak cię złapią i powiążą, to ze mną.
Ja nie mogę przez to jeść, ja nie mogę spać, nie mogę myśleć.
Proszę pana, jestem lekarzem i jeżeli nie przyjedziecie, ona umrze.
mąż pracuje w straży i on nikogo za druty nie wywozi. Oni są bronią Łukaszenki, zaraz jak ich puścimy, to zaraz ich tutaj tysiące będzie. Słuchaj, ty nie możesz obiecywać takich rzeczy. To jest tylko kilka kilometrów.
Ręka, druga ręka.
Proszę się rozebrać. Do naga.
Ty myślisz, że co my tam robimy, co? Szydełkujemy?
Ja już nigdy nikogo nie zostawię samego w lesie.
Pokaż ręce! Stop! Proszę się odsunąć!
European Union, we made it!
Do widzenia, dziewczynko.
So that was a trailer of Green Border, the Agnieszka Holland movie about the situation on the Polish-Belarusian border. What I wanted to say before it started, that the amount of hate which is now aimed on Agnieszka Holland, the like hundreds of full of hatred, full of bad words, opinions are spreading all over the internet, and even what I wanted to say, even that general prosecutor, he called her that she is a propagandist, that she can be compared to the people who were making a propaganda in Nazi Germany. Like it is that she is a enemy of the state even. So this is how it looked like. I mean, the situation isn't good, and it's really so hard to be in that situation for that long, and from the other side, we know that no one else than activists will react. Maybe there will be some new people joining the activism. Maybe there will be new people who will come on the border. Some of them, some of us, will need to rest, will resign. But in fact, it looks like there will be no systematic reaction and answer on that. And there is there were let's say a little hope connected with elections. Maybe it's not so little. Sorry, that's my private opinion. I don't think that anything will change. First of all, I don't think that the oppositionist party will have any chances. I think that the Prawo i Sprawiedliwość will win the election again. But even though we are not sure, even if it will be different, I don't know if there is any hope to believe that the other party would behave differently, because in fact we are in Fortress Europe and we are the part of the greater system, and it's the same in all over the borders of Europe. So we just became the part of mechanism of the situation which was common and normal for Turkey, Greece, Italy, Spain. Yeah, and I do not believe, and I expressed it from the beginning, that it will stop ever in the future. So it's over an hour. Thank you for being here. We will try to come back to you in a few weeks with other English version of program. Maybe last thing, I would like to give our deepest condolences to the family of Cyril, and the same, the families for all people who died on the border here, on the Polish side and on the Belarusian side too, because in fact they are back on Belarus because they wasn't heard by Polish service here. So we will try to remember them. We will try to look for them. We will remember their names, like names of Ibrahim, Mahlet, Ahmed, Livin, and others who were found only in this year, those who were buried here in Poland, and those whose bodies was taken to the countries of origin. Abdi. And we'll continue our work with helping families. So thank you once again. Thank you for watching us. And see you soon.
Je crois en lui, j'espère le voir un jour.
Przyjmij naszą miłość, nasze współczucie. Jesteśmy z Tobą w tym dniu.
To był dobry chłopak.
Je l'aimais beaucoup et il m'aimait beaucoup.
Bardzo kochający, bardzo ją kochał i też był bardzo kochany przez nią.
À chaque fois quand je lui disais oui, oui maman, oui maman, Cyril m'avait jamais dit non. Oui maman, on s'entendait.
On nigdy nie mówił nie. Jak mama o coś prosiła, to zawsze mówił tak, że dobrze mamo.
Zmarł obok nas, niedaleko Krynek.